Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take the sources you send us, the things you're curious about, and we dig in to pull out the key stuff fast.
Helping you get up to speed quickly on what really counts.
And today, we're diving into something that affects, well, everyone. Wealth.
Yeah.
A listener sent us Randall Jones is the richest man in town, and honestly, it's got us thinking hard about what being well-off actually means.
Exactly. You hear wealth, and yeah, your mind jumps straight to money, right? Assets, portfolios, fancy things. But what if that's incomplete? That's what we're digging into today. Is real wealth maybe something else entirely, something, less tangible?
Right. And this book, The Richest Man in Town, it gives us this character, Joel. His life story just throws that whole traditional money measure into question. So that's our core question today, really. Forget the bank statement for a second.
Yeah.
What actually makes a life rich? Let's get into it.
Well, the book really argues that Joel's richness wasn't, financial. It was all about his connections, the people in his life, and this really strong sense of purpose he had.
It wasn't just trying to make money then.
No, not as the main goal. It seems like his focus was much more on how he could positively affect people, his community, the individuals he met.
There's that story about the young guy, Tommy, right? They're
Yeah.
really stuck with me.
Oh, yeah. That's a great example. Joel he took the time, listened, offered a bit of guidance. Seems small, maybe.
Yeah, on the surface.
But it completely changed Tommy's path. It really makes you think about the power hidden in those everyday interactions we have.
It really does. That idea that your impact, person to person,
Right.
builds this kind of other wealth. It ripples out.
Yeah, and you see parallels, right? Think about leaders people genuinely admire, like Oprah Winfrey, obviously hugely successful financially.
Undeniably.
But her lasting impact, so much of it seems tied to how she connects, how she elevates people, that real care, that drive to see others do well, that seems central to her influence,
Absolutely. It's not just having success, it's how you use it to lift others up, maybe create chances for them. What kind of mark are you leaving? Is it just about what you gather for yourself or the good you actually put out there?
And the book makes it clear this isn't only about huge donations or foundations. Joel's generosity was baked into his daily life.
How so?
His time, his attention, just showing he actually cared. It wasn't about writing checks necessarily. It was being present, giving himself.
That's a really important difference. True richness isn't hoarding everything, your time, your knowledge, whatever.
Yeah.
It's being willing to share it.
Exactly. Mentoring someone, maybe just really listening when a friend needs it, offering encouragement. The book suggests those are acts of giving that make everyone richer.
It makes me think of Malala Yousafzai, her incredible impact fighting for girls' education that's not measured in dollars.
Not at all.
It's about the massive difference she's made through sheer courage and dedication. That kind of impact, the book implies, that's real wealth.
Which leads into how this book really pushes us to rethink, our own ideas about success.
Especially today, right? With social media constantly showing these perfect, often very wealthy lifestyles.
Yeah, it's all very curated, and the book just quietly asks, okay, but what's underneath all that? Beyond the fancy car or the big house?
It seemed to challenge that whole self-made narrative too, doesn't it? The idea of the lone genius pulling themselves up.
It does, subtly. It suggests maybe real success isn't built in isolation. Maybe it grows from, humility, connection, being willing to serve others rather than just accumulate.
It flips the script on leadership, kind of. Not the boss on top, but the leader who empowers everyone else.
Yeah, focusing on the team's well-being, the community's well-being, leadership as service.
You see that sometimes in politics, too. Think about Jacinda Ardern's style, that focus on empathy, on collective good.
Right. That resonated widely. It's a good example of how prioritizing connection and service can build this kind of social wealth that's way bigger than just one person's bank account.
So why does this message, which seems kind of simple on the surface, feel so relevant right now?
Well, I think, we live in this culture that's often about the hustle, right? Always pushing for more money, more status, more stuff.
Yeah, it's relentless sometimes.
And that constant push can make us lose sight of basic human things we need, like connection, purpose, just belonging, things that actually make us feel, truly well.
And Joel's story is like this quiet reminder.
Right.
Hey, maybe being valuable to others, making a positive difference in their lives, maybe that's a deeper, more lasting kind of wealth than just having the biggest pile.
And that feels especially important now, doesn't it? With all the talk about social isolation, loneliness, even with all our online connections, sometimes they feel a bit thin, superficial. This book kind of nudges you to invest in the real world, face-to-face stuff.
It does make you stop and think. How do you want people to remember you? For the number in your bank account, or for, I don't know, the kindness you showed, the way you made them feel?
That's a heavy hitter from the book, for sure.
Okay, so if we're inspired by this, how do we actually, do something with it? How do we bring these ideas into our own lives?
Yeah, that's the key, moving from just thinking about it to actually acting. The book isn't just interesting, it's really a call to look at your own definition of success.
So maybe step one is just asking yourself, am I mostly focused on what I can get or what I can give?
Exactly. And the book gives some starting points. First, maybe try reframing your goals a bit. Sure, have financial goals, but could you also set goals around, say, strengthening relationships or making a specific positive impact, even a small one, in your community?
Okay, that makes sense. What else?
Second, like we talked about, cultivate generosity day to day. And remember, Joelle, it doesn't have to be about money. Offer your time. Mentor someone. Just listen, really listen when someone needs an ear. Small acts, but they can be huge for someone else.
And third,
Be mindful of the legacy you're building, like right now, today. What values do you want to live by? How do you want people to think of you down the road? Is it about what you owned or the positive mark you left on them?
That's a good one to reflect on.
And finally, maybe practice gratitude more intentionally. The book hints that just appreciating the people who make your life richer is a kind of wealth itself.
So telling people you appreciate them.
Yeah, expressing it. It shifts your focus from what you lack to, the good stuff you already have, the connections.
Okay, so boiling it all down, the richest man in town is making this case that real, lasting wealth, it's not just the money. It's fundamentally about human connection.
Absolutely. Joe L. was rich because of the love and respect people had for him, earned through how he treated them, day in and day out.
And the hopeful part is, you don't need to be a millionaire to have that kind of wealth.
Not at all. By consciously working on our relationships, by finding ways to serve, by choosing kindness, we can all be, richer than we think. Imagine if we valued lifting others up as much as we valued, say, our stock portfolio.
That's a powerful vision. The core takeaway seems to be real wealth isn't stored in a bank. It's built in the bonds between people.
To close, please don't forget to subscribe on your favorite platform, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or Spotify to stay sharp, stay ahead, and never miss a drop of knowledge that could change your financial life. Thank you.
And here's something to maybe chew on as you go about your day. What's just one small act of generosity you could do for someone today? Could be tiny. And just notice, what kind of richness might that simple act bring, maybe unexpectedly, into both of your lives?